Harnessing the potential of Earth observation data assimilation for improved flood inundation forecasts. As we all know, an unprecedented number of satellites orbit the Earth each day, imaging each nook and cranny of our beautiful pale blue dot. This also helps in capturing numerous flood observations, and thus methods to unlock the full potential of these data for increasing global flood resilience need to urgently be developed. Targeted observation design can maximize the expected forecast benefits from SAR-based flood extent assimilation and achieve this goal. To test our hypothesis, we set up an experiment in the Clarence Catchment, New South Wales, Australia, where we identified hydraulically uniform subreaches, which were then used for the assimilation. So at each assimilation time step, we assimilated in one of the subreaches and then evaluated the impacts over the entire global domain. The experiments were implemented using the hydraulic model LISFLOOD FP, implemented in full 2D using a LiDAR DEM as floodplain topography at 90-meter grid size, and we used interpolated and surveyed bathymetric data to define the channel geometry. Observed inflows were used as the base or control scenario to simulate forecast inflow uncertainties mimicking a hydrological model forecast. Downstream boundary was defined as tidal levels, and impacts on channel water depth were quantified in terms of Brier-Skill scores, which implicitly compare the quadratic errors of the assimilated forecast to the open loop forecast, that is without any assimilation, and therefore provide an estimate of the improvements due to the. We used here the flood extent assimilation strategy proposed by Dasgupta et al. 2020, who use a mutual information-based likelihood function to quantify the particle weights in a sequential importance sampling particle filter algorithm framework. In sequential importance sampling, each time a new observation becomes available, a previously uniform model ensemble PDF is iteratively updated to tend towards the non-Gaussian true state posterior PDF as more and more observations are added. Mutual information is nothing but the distance or the KL divergence between the joint PDF of the marginals of the model ensemble posterior PDF and the observation PDF and the product of their marginals. The assumption being that if and only if these two are statistically independent, that is the model ensemble and the observation, will mutual information be equal to 0, that is the joint PDF will be equal to the product of the marginals. We also use a rescaling factor nu to enhance posterior variance and also increase the discrimination power of our likelihood. So the first question we tried to answer is when and where is a single image most helpful for the whole forecast, and we found that post-peak images typically perform well and result in high improvements over the open loop errors. And we also found that in the 3 different subreaches where we assimilate based on the flood wave arrival time and exactly where we are assimilating with respect to the flood wave, the improvements can vary. Another interesting thing to note, and perhaps also an intuitive outcome, is that images assimilated downstream cannot, of course, propagate the improvements upstream, but images assimilated upstream do result in improvements throughout the model domain. The second question was, what is the impact of location, first visit, and revisit interval? On the screen here, we see the Brier-Skill score plots for 3 different revisit intervals. And what we can see is that the shape of the curves is more or less the same, and it seems to be more sensitive. The improvements seem to be more sensitive to the first visit time than the revisit frequency. The same conclusions that we could draw from the single image assimilation about the upstream downstream improvements still hold, but we see that there is a large possibility of generating negative impacts or degradation if a large number of images are multiplied forward or used as priors for each other after they have become decoded. Another question we tried to ask was where or when can we get the maximum positive impacts from the assimilation? And we found that this time varied based on the revisit interval, and not only that, also based on the different areas where we were assimilating. We therefore found that flood extent assimilation was sensitive to the location and timing of the images with respect to reach morphology and flood wave arrival time. We found that assimilating in subreaches with larger and flatter floodplains and limited tidal effects resulted in greater forecast improvements than assimilating in narrow valleys with tidal flow controls. And we also found that multiple image assimilation was more sensitive to first visit time than revisit frequency, with single images resulting in as much or more improvements than multiple images. Findings from this study can be extended to catchments around the world, with reaches exhibiting similar morphological and flow characteristics. Thank you, and please use the contact details of the corresponding author to ask any questions or send any feedback about this research. Thanks for your time.